Hello, welcome back to my channel and to today's video where I'll be sharing 5 ways that I elevate my basics. To demonstrate this, I'm going to use 3 basics that I've paired with jeans because this is an everyday outfit formula that most of us have in our wardrobes and wear on a regular basis. And from here, I'm going to elevate each look using my 5 tips. My first tip is to add jewellery. I've been wearing MONICA VINADER jewellery for almost a decade since I bought my first piece, the Mini Marie necklace, which I still have, by the way. She's still going strong. It's a brand that really suits my personal style and I find it easy to mix and match, layer up, or just pair back all of the pieces that I've collected over the years. Now, I'm a gold girl, as you all know by now, so I always opt for MONICA VINADER's 18 karat gold vermeil pieces. These are made by carefully layering 18 karat solid gold of at least 2.5 microns if you want to get technical, over solid sterling silver. Now this finish is 5 times thicker than your average gold plating and therefore more durable, giving it a longer life, because these pieces are made to be worn every day. But if you prefer the cooler tones of silver jewellery, then MONICA VINADER also offer the majority of their pieces in certified 925 sterling silver as well. MONICA VINADER also offer a 5-year warranty on their jewellery. If you notice any tarnishing, for example, they'll replate it for you. They can resize many of their rings up or down by up to 2 sizes to accommodate those body changes that we experience in this thing called life. And they offer a repair service so that you can repair and rewear those favourite pieces of yours. Even when your 5-year warranty has ended, you can still send your piece off for a repair for a small fee. So if you have any MONICA VINADER pieces on your wish list, firstly, I'd like to know what they are, so let me know down in the comments below. And secondly, you may want to take advantage of the exclusive discount code that I have to share with you today. We'll pop this code on screen and also down below in the description box for your reference, along with all of the links and the names to the pieces that I'm wearing in this video, with a few of my extra favourites as well. So just by adding a few pieces of jewellery, this has already elevated these really basic outfits. But we're now going to move on to my second tip: add tailoring. Tailoring is the most effective way to elevate any outfit. So with this first look, I'm going to swap out those jeans and add in some off-white barrel leg trousers. Now, I wouldn't say that these trousers are a typical tailored style per se, but they're certainly a smarter option than the jeans, yet they're still suitable for day-to-day wear. I'm also going to add in a black linen blazer as an additional layer. Now, many of you may have found yourselves here, subscribers of my channel, because of my love of blazers and how I've been able to integrate them into my wardrobe and into my daily outfits for years. They've always been a huge part of my style and probably what I'm most known for. With the second look, I'm going to swap out the jeans for a pair of tailored shorts because after all, it is currently summer and a pair of tailored longer length shorts like this are a great way to integrate tailoring into a summer warmer weather outfit. And then with the final look, I'm actually going to stick with the jeans because you can still very much elevate a look which incorporates denim. I'm adding in a brown linen blazer to create one of my go-to and fail-safe outfit formulas: jeans, a basic t-shirt or vest, and a blazer. If there's ever a day where I just can't decide what to wear, this is the combination that I reach for. Tip number 3 is accessories. Accessories hold so much power when it comes to changing up the vibe of an outfit. For the first look, I've added a pair of gold frame sunglasses, which tie in with the jewellery, and then added my black Dragon Diffusion Nantucket bag. The woven leather gives it some detail and a little nod to the summer season, but it feels less casual and more elevated than its other woven counterparts, like basket bags. In my second look, I'm adding a black leather belt with gold buckle to the shorts. Again, the gold hardware ties in with the jewellery, and the belt just adds another focal point to what is quite a basic and minimal outfit, but without going over the top. I felt like I could be a little bit bolder with my sunglasses for this look, so I've opted for my black Celine oval sunglasses, which do still have that gold logo on the side. And then adding a bag. I'll often play around with bags to see what suits not only the outfit but the occasion. Where am I going? What am I doing? What will I need? If it's something like a dinner where I wouldn't really need to take much out with me, then I could opt for a smaller bag like this one. If it's just day to day, then I'll usually opt for something larger, just in case. So again, my trusty Dragon Diffusion Nantucket bag is the perfect addition for this. And in the final look, I'm also going to add a belt to the jeans. Adding a belt to a pair of jeans is an instant way to elevate them and make them feel less casual. I'll get onto colour shortly, but I decided to match the colour of the belt to the blazer, and of course it has gold hardware to tie in with the jewellery and the sunglasses that I chose. Now, if I've gone a little bit bolder with my earrings, maybe they're not just a basic hoop, then I often tend to opt for a less imposing pair of sunglasses. So one of my pairs with a slim gold frame rather than a chunkier acetate style. But this all depends on the day and what I'm doing. And finally, the bag. I've chosen a brown suede bag for this look because in the same way that I like to tie in hardware colours, it's my preference to coordinate accessories so that it feels sleek and cohesive. If it's a brown suede belt, then I'll go with a brown suede bag. And if it's a black leather belt, like in the previous outfit, then the bag will also be black leather or a similar fabric. My fourth tip is footwear. The simple swap of footwear can change the entire vibe of an outfit in the same way as the accessories. It can also be useful for suiting different occasions or day-to-day activities. So going back to that first look again and trying it on with some black sandals with a gold detail on the toe, or swapping those out for some black mesh ballet flats. Both of these would be appropriate for me for day-to-day wear, and they feel like chic, elevated options. If I were heading out for an evening, I could add in a pair of heeled sandals, in which case I'd probably swap out that bag as well. And then of course we've got trainers. Elevated outfits don't just mean dinner or brunch or work. You can wear an elevated outfit day to day when doing the school run, doing the big shop, getting your car MOT'd. And for that, maybe you want footwear to just be practical. In which case, I will always recommend a pair of clean, white and minimal trainers. On to the second look, and again, I wanted to show a couple of different footwear options just so that you can see how the look changes or how you can tailor it to suit whatever level of practicality you need. And then the same with the third look. I've already mentioned adding in brown, so if I stuck with that, I could add in some brown flat summer sandals for just day-to-day wear, or swap those out for some strappy heels for a brunch or lunch. These ones aren't particularly high, so still practical in some respect. They're manageable for me at least, because I'm not really a fan of super high heels. But then maybe you want the comfort level and practicality of a pair of trainers. In all honesty, I'd probably switch out the jeans for a different shape because they look a bit too clunky with these trainers, but you get the gist. My final tip is colour combinations. I've spoken about this before, but I always try to stick to the 3 colour rule, wearing a maximum of 3 colours or shades within an outfit. This can be achieved regardless of what colours you like to wear. You don't have to have the same muted colour palette as me. I've styled some further variations of the same look, but with different colour options, all sticking within that 3 colour rule, just to show some of my other favourite colour combinations. There are certain colours and shades that go together and always look chic, even if it's just a basic top and trousers, which you can then dress up using those accessories, jewellery and footwear. With that second look, I just stuck to 2 colours or shades. Black and camel has always been a favourite combination of mine, regardless of the season. I could have technically added a 3rd colour to this look, but sometimes less is more. If I were to add another piece of tailoring like a blazer, then I'd have gone for black. And here I've styled some other options utilising shorts. Not all tailored, but still following my tips to elevate each of the looks. Sometimes it's just the little details that make a big difference to an outfit. And here the final look. Using denim can be tricky because that means that one of your colours is always going to be that specific shade of blue, which is hard to match. So when it comes to accessories, you then only have your two other colours to coordinate with when it comes to your accessories and your footwear. But this is why I only buy pieces within my desired colour palette, so that everything will always form a combination without a lot of procrastination. And there we go, guys. Those were my 5 tips for elevating basics to create chic and often practical outfits for day-to-day wear and beyond. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time.